What's happening, guys? Well, today Miss.Stacey and I are on a mission to find Bridal Vail Falls. And whoa, watch out, watch out, watch out. That guy's flying.
Yeah, and he didn't care at all when he saw me.
Dick. That guy was flying. Anyway,
nice.
back to our regularly scheduled programming. Yeah, that looks like fun. Yeah, we're on a mission to find Bridal Vail Falls. Do we know where we're going?
No.
Not at all. Do we care?
Meh, not really.
Not really. No. Because it's just beautiful up here. Oh man, the what are they? What are the trees?
Aspen?
Aspen. I always want to say birch because that's what I grew up with.
Right.
The white trees.
White bark trees are birch.
Right, white bark trees that Miss.Stacey and I grew up with are birch, not aspen. Completely different trees though. But yeah, they're starting to bloom already. Looking good. Nothing for a really boring video.
Ha, but it's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Maybe that was Bridal Vail Falls.
No, don't think so. You know what this reminds me of? A lot of places where I used to go to camp back in Jersey. Well, I guess in PA. But I went to a camp every year. My mom was a teacher. She was a first grade teacher her majority of her career, and she would get summers off, but for 2 weeks every summer she would send me off to camp, like not Boy Scout camp or anything like that, just regular summer camp. And I don't know if they still do that anymore. Like
I lived at summer camp.
Just regular summer camp.
That was just home.
But that was when she would go hang out with her girlfriends and have some Mama Duke's time. And not have an annoying preteen for a little while. But I absolutely loved most of those summers at camp. There were a couple that were a struggle. But the majority of the time I had a flippin' blast. You know, you go and you play manhunt and Camp Mason, we shot 22s. They had a rifle range. They had a BMX club that you could join, and we used to ride BMX all over the camp. They even had a bridge that had copperheads under it. So I mean, good lord.
Yeah, you know none of that happens anymore.
You let a bunch of 11-year-olds loose on, on a bridge where there's deadly snakes below. It's like we were in heaven.
Right. Poke it with a stick and...
Oh yeah, I mean you couldn't really you'd have to like climb down into this like...
snake pit?
Yeah, kind of. Like they had a lake, and then the drainage to the lake was where all the snakes stayed, and there was a bridge over top of the drainage. So it was like, it was like a culvert, but it was built out with brick. So to get down to it, you had to take like a gnarly climb, and there were like literally 30 snakes at the bottom, and if you went down there, you weren't making a quick exit. So we'd like try and poke them with sticks and stuff. We did dumb little kid things, but yeah, I mean hours and hours of tetherball.
That's an awful view.
And soccer, and just all that goodness.
It's like going to gym class for 2 weeks.
Pretty much, yeah.
Fun gym class.
Yep.
Where you get to camp out at night.
Yep. And there were girls, and we would go sing the girls' songs before they would go to sleep.
I'm sure that was freaking hilarious.
I'm sure that's how our counselors were
entertained.
Getting there. No, they were like, hey, let's bring the boys over and have them sing for the girls, and then the girl counselors will, think we're awesome. That kind of thing.
Nice.
Pretty sure that was what was going on.
What did you sing to them?
Oh, just whatever. Funny thing was, I was usually the leader because I knew all the oldies songs, all the oldies girl songs from riding up to the lake with my dad.
No.
Oh yeah.
That's so funny.
Brown Eyed Girl and all that kind of stuff. Elvis. Anything you want, I got it. My Girl. I started some epic rounds of My Girl with like 30 guys singing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Such a nerd.
I've always been a music person though. Love music. I love all different kinds of music. People usually hate listening to music with me. I think Miss Stacey's finally adapted, kind of. Because if I hit shuffle on my Spotify, you literally have no idea what's coming.
Which I'm usually okay with, but you have a couple genres that I'm like, what is that?
It could be doo-wop to reggae to like Metallica, Slayer.
Most of it's fine. It's just
Sublime.
You have some really weird stuff in there.
To like crazy drum and bass. I love Snoop Dogg, Eminem, anything. Country. What's her name? What's the country girl I'm in love with?
Miranda
Lambert. Oh my god. Oh, she's my one on the list. Who's yours? I forget.
I don't know anymore.
It's not Garth. It was
no.
I thought it was
not.
Miranda's husband, or at
Ew.
one time
Blake?
husband. Blake, yeah.
Nah, not my thing.
No? Alright, well, anyway, Miranda's my one. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you're not married and you're too young. So,
Well,
yeah.
you're supposed to have 3.
Well, you're supposed to have 3, but I'm gonna go with
I don't even know who mine would be.
I'm going with one sure thing.
Sure thing, huh?
It's a sure thing, baby.
Right.
Oh, man.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever, man. That's sweet talk Miranda right out of the... I need to shut up. Anyway.
Uh-huh.
These turns are a little too tight for that guy to be
Yeah,
having
they're
fun.
a little too much.
Now what was I talking about? You got me all lost on Miranda Lambert. Oh, music. So yeah, it drives people nuts because unless they like all of those genres, like they usually hate my music. But my friends and stuff, I know what kind of music that they like, so if I'm gonna hang out with them, I'll have a playlist set up or just play an album that I know they like.
Jeez.
And that way, it's not a problem. And I don't have to annoy them with stuff they don't like. I'm thoughtful like that.
These turns would be fun on a little 50 or something.
A Vespa. This is a Vespa road.
Is anything fun on a Vespa?
Oh yeah, dude. Off-roading is just a blast on a Vespa.
For everybody else involved.
If you find like the neighborhood, you know how every neighborhood back in the day had like their BMX trails?
No, I didn't live in one of those.
Yeah, I guess you didn't live in one of those. Well, anyway, on the East Coast, heads up, you got one coming up. You're gonna hit them right at the turn. On the East Coast, every neighborhood had their set of BMX trails. And ours were called the Pit because it was actually an archaeological site where they were digging up cannonballs from, I guess, the Civil War. It was right near Princeton, so we had battlegrounds all over. And they did one of these digs and they just left this huge pit out there, and it was like, I don't know, some people call it green belt, but it was like protected land that they weren't allowed to build on. Miss Stacey, look up.
I know. There's an avalanche in front of us.
My God. But yeah, it was protected land where they couldn't build, so of course the kids in the neighborhood took it over and we made awesome BMX trails with jumps and stuff. But every once in a while, some hotshot kid would come back there with a 125 dirt bike, and they would do some like cool jumps and stuff, but then we'd get really pissed because they would destroy our little BMX jumps. You know, they were made to support, you know, little 80-pound kids, and they'd be jumping them on a dirt bike, which would just tear them up. But anyway, it was always worth it because we would just sit there and be like, whoa, that's so awesome. Wow. That is very pretty. Oh, do you guys, you never really showed me like BMX trails by your house.
That's because we didn't have any.
Yeah. Oh, campsite down here.
I mean, I'm sure somebody did, but
this would have been boss last night. Yeah, but you guys, like, the terrain was too wild for you. I think
we need to figure out where we're at.
I think we might have missed Bridal Vail Falls or gone the wrong way.
Let's ask them.
Something trailhead.
Mount Timpanogos.
Yeah, ask them. Alright. So you say down here and make a what?
We gotta go right into Provo Canyon.
Right into Provo Canyon.
Which sounds right. I remember Brett saying that.
Yep.
And then they'll be on your left.
Aight. Cool.
Is that a house or a lunch spot?
I believe it's probably a National Forest
Registered
office.
guests only. I think it's a lodge.
Oh, is it a lodge? Yeah. Well, there you go. Just go right on ahead.
Yeah.
No worries.
Dining hall. Pool. Can we just ride right through that?
Right.
If we go fast enough, it won't hurt anything, right?
Was it you the other day that asked me how fast you would have to ride over water?
Yeah, we got down to Flaming Gorge and I was like, so how fast do you think we gotta go?
To go across. Oh yeah, the boat launch, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man, with this much weight, woo.
I don't know, so we have a reservoir at home. It's a small one.
Yeah.
And there's a bar across the street.
Uh-huh.
So my dad was telling me about one of our far distant cousins was drunk in the bar.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he would cross the reservoir on a motorcycle for like $20 or something.
$20?
And he did it.
What?
It was snow, like it was ice.
Oh, it's ice.
But still, like, you know, the motorcycle didn't have studded tires, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's not very wide, but still.
I mean, if you're going fast enough, you know, I guess your momentum will keep you up on ice for a little while.
If you're drunk and you're crossing ice.
If you're drunk and riding a motorcycle.
I don't remember how much it was for, but I remember thinking it wasn't enough money.
Yeah. If you're drunk and riding a motorcycle, it's either death or you're gonna do something awesome. Could go either way.
I'm not going that way.
Oh, but I bet you there's cool stuff.
Probably.
Do not block. I won't block it. I'll just ride up it.
So, ski area, that must be Sundance?
I don't know. Yeah, I know Sundance is up here.
Because Park City is on it. It's that way. And it's got this too.
Right.
Like I said, you know, me and Brett and Lori went and we got like, I think we each got a beer or two at most. Mm-hmm. And then we got like 3 appetizers. We did not eat lunch. Mm-hmm. And it was $126.
Jeez.
Because I was like, oh, I'll get lunch. And they're like, you don't want to. And I was like, oh, yeah, yeah. And then when it came, I was like, I don't want to.
That's funny. But, so I've always kind of wanted to see Sundance because, not because of the skiing, but because of the Sundance Film Festival.
Oh, is that where this is?
Yeah. Yep. And as a teenager, when the internet was budding, I was a pirate. I think I've talked a little bit about this before, but I ran an IRC channel that dealt in mainly movies, and we didn't really deal in like box office hit movies because like everybody wanted to do that. So we dealt more in like I guess sort of indie films and like smaller film projects. So I got to watch a lot of movies that people have never heard of, some of which were epic and some of which were terrible. But my favorites were really, really awesomely bad horror movies. They're
so bad.
Some of them are really bad. Some of them are amazing. But a lot of the stuff that we would get for the channel and serve up to people was you know, those kind of movies, and you could always find information about those movies because they would be like shown at Sundance. They would be like, you know, B movies shown at Sundance. But yeah, that was a time long gone by. I'm no longer a pirate, no longer support that stuff. Unfortunately, now that I have the money, I will pay for content, etc. But as a teenager, I didn't, and they were charging way too much for it. So, oh, and you also couldn't get it in the medium that I wanted to watch it, like on a, you know, DVDs were just a new thing.
Do we have to make the right there?
I have no idea. He said
I think it was on the main road.
He said there would be a sign, and I have not yet seen a sign.
I think it was on the main road, which is, I think, down here.
Down here.
Because Provo Canyon, like...
Yeah, that sign didn't say anything about falls.
It said go right, and it's on the left.
Yep. Sounds about right. Oh, this is pretty. So this is Provo Canyon?
Maybe.
So this is all Sundance?
I think so.
I don't know. Looks cool. Whoa. That's
Don't blow over, Jeffy.
Well, no, I looked up and there was a huge camper coming at me.
Next 3 miles.
Wow. Upside down sign, that's nice. Sundance, yeah, so that was it. Cool. Well, I can now say I've been to Sundance. Mm-hmm. Quote unquote.
Kind of.
Right.
Like I've been to Oklahoma.
Yeah. Hey man, if you're within the vicinity, it counts. I don't need to go in there and find out just how poor I really am.
Right.
For a $300 lunch. So, Miss Stacey, after 1,700 miles on that bike now, what are your thoughts?
It's a little heavy.
It's a little heavy?
Yeah.
Well,
but
you knew that.
It's comfortable.
Uh-huh.
And it's capable.
Uh-huh.
And I like it.
So what kind of adjustments have you had to make switching from the XT to a heavier bike like that?
Yeah, you can't turn. You can't stop. Yeah, but if you turn the handlebars the whole way, you better be ready to hold it up.
Right. Okay. So first thing that you noticed was the weight when you're going slow.
Yeah.
If it tips, it's going.
Yep.
And first thing that I told you, which would be a good piece of advice for any lady who's looking at getting onto a heavier bike than just a little dirt bike, if it goes, let it go and get the hell out of the way.
Well, the good thing with the panniers is they hold it up.
Right. But
give me a little leg space.
But you're gonna hurt yourself worse trying to save it than just letting it go and just running off, like, you know, just getting away from it. So if your husband or somebody gives you that piece of advice, that is sound advice. Get the hell away from it, let it fall over. I told Miss Stacey that we can replace F650 GS parts for a lot of money, but fixing a Miss Stacey is way more expensive.
Oh, yeah, they say BMW, so.
Yeah.
Like Mr. Duff Actor said, just the cover for the pannier probably costs $9,000 because it says BMW on it.
Right. All right, so what else? What else have you noticed way different?
I've been here before. Well, I mean, it's a lot easier on the highway. I mean, like a lot.
It's so it's got a lot more power.
It's got more power, and it's got it's got smaller, like more roadworthy tires on it.
Mm-hmm.
Is this 189?
I believe.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes, this is 189.
There you go.
Yep.
So Brett brought me here when I was out here in Salt Lake the first time.
Mm-hmm. All right, it's 55.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get up here.
Turn signal.
Yeah. Full of instructions, aren't you?
Yeah. rev it out. It will go, I promise. So, cool. It's always a cool feeling riding through tunnels.
That's something that you gotta like get used to on the road though. It's like, you know, when you're riding the XT, wind is not a factor.
Yeah.
Wind has never been a factor on the XT.
Right.
Ever. Never will be.
Uh-huh.
On this, yeah.
It's
huge.
So,
I'm getting blown all over the place right now.
so we noticed one big difference. Since we upgraded the windshield on that for Miss Stacey, we need to now upgrade her helmet because she's having the issue that I had. She has the
I would
AFX.
say it's right here.
She has the AFX FX39,
So let's get over.
which is what I used to have. You already missed the turn, so.
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. You're not turning here? Or you are turning here?
Is this it?
I have no idea. No idea.
I don't think it is. I think you can see it from the road.
You gotta do something,
I'm gonna
dude.
let them go. I think we should
Why
get back onto the road. I don't think this is it.
Why are you letting them go?
You ready to go?
Yeah, I guess. Like, you gotta be careful. This is a highway.
I know, that's why. I'm pretty sure that's not it.
Not very smart, Miss Stacey.
Yeah.
Not good. I'll do that. Alright, well. You're sure that wasn't it? Because it looked an awful lot.
Sure, you can see it from the road.
That looked an awful lot like a lot of cars at a waterfall. And this looks like we're driving out of a canyon.
View area, 1/2 mile.
Upper Falls.
Yeah, that's where it's at.
So yeah, that definitely was it.
Huh?
So that was it.
No.
This is the upper, that's probably the lower right there.
No. Hey, wait up.
Go faster.
I can't. The wind's throwing me around. Real bad. There it is.
Oh.
Huh?
Oh.
On the left.
I see it.
Oh.
So one thing that we figured out, Miss Stacey figured out real quickly was she has the AFX FX39, which is the same helmet I used to have. And once you start riding on the road and going a little bit faster, it becomes an issue because that helmet is so almost tinny inside that A, it's super duper loud, and B, it's not very aerodynamic, so the wind just grabs it, and it really
That's beautiful.
sucks because you end up with your head tossing around all over the place even when you don't want it to. And switching to the Icon variant, which is what I have now, completely solved all of those all those problems. And even further, I may go ahead and just get a full-on street helmet for when we're gonna do long trips like this, just because it'll make it even better dealing with the wind. Wow, that is gorgeous.
That looks really hard to go all the way up there to it.
Huh?
They're pretty high.
Oh, are they hiking? Oh my god, they're hiking all the way up there?
Uh-huh.
That's
like there's people on like every level.
That's crazy. Huh. Oh, well, I guess there's a pool up there. Maybe you can swim in?
Let's go to it.
Yeah, you hike up there. I'm not gonna do that in rubber pants. What's happening, Facebook? Well, man, I wanted to show you guys this beautiful view we just came across. It is gorgeous out here.
Hey, you should turn around.
Hey, hang on. You hear that, Miss Stacey? Sounds like water. Weird. Wonder what it is. What? Oh, that's the view I was supposed to be looking at. Whoops. Oh man, but what's happening, guys? It is day 8. Miss Stacey and I just rode through Sundance and cruised down here to, is it Bridal Vail or just Bridal?
Bridal Vail.
It's Bridal Vail Falls. So this is Bridal Vail Falls, a little past Sundance. We went through American Fork Canyon up out of Salt Lake. Got to see Mr. Brett and Miss Lori again last night. And this morning we had a visit from Mr. Duff back there, which was kind of cool. Got to hang out with him and chat, but you'll hear a lot more about that in a video that's going to be coming up on the CDS YouTube channel. But can you guys see that these lunatics climbing? So they're starting down where that little bus is, and then they're climbing all the way up to there. And I think that there's a pool up there they might be swimming in, which would be really nice right now because it is hot, like 90 hot. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.